Kobayashi of Japan up against Choi and Kim Won-ho of Korea. Well, I suspect there might be a bit of a delay before the players are ready for the men's doubles, because they will have been expecting the third game to have gone on for a little bit longer. But a chance for us to look at the men's doubles draw from the quarterfinal stage. The number 1 and 2 seeds, number 1 seed, Zalfian and Ardianto, lost in the first round to Lane and Vendy, who you can see at the top of the quarterfinal draw there. The two-time former champions Mohamed Hassan and Hendra Setiawan, they lost in the second round to Choi and Kim, who we're about to watch. The Asian champions Ranki Reddy and Shetty, they also lost in the very first round. They lost to Koga and Saito. And the other seeds to lose early on were Liu Cheng and Wu Xuanyi. And the fans here just checking all the social media and finding out what's happening. But Chris, I want to go back to the retirement there. It was, to me, it wasn't a problem with the shoulder, it was a problem with the legs. He looked incredibly tired to me. I know you said that he, you know, didn't want to risk next week, but I mean, he might not win his first round next week. I mean, it's not as if he's saving himself for an Olympic Games or a World Championships or something. You know, it's very disappointing for the fans when a player retires like that.
No, definitely, and you know, I'm sure he wouldn't want to have retired. I think it's a case of, there was something, the amount of smiles he was doing at the beginning of the match that I highlighted, I don't know if he had, there was something going into the match where he didn't even know if he'd finished the match, and then when he won the first game, it was almost a bit of surprise. He definitely, you know, as you highlighted, he's played an incredible amount of matches over the last 4 weeks, and I just hope it's nothing too serious, and it will be amazing if we get the chance to see him play again next week. And it's such a difficult one. Only he really knows how bad it is. Is it a case of he wants to save himself for next week? Is it a case of it is quite serious and he was playing on? Yeah,
I can't believe a player in a semi-final of a Super 750 event says, I want to save myself for the first round match next week.
No,
I mean, it's that just has no logic whatsoever. But if we look forward now then to the men's singles final tomorrow, and Anders Antonsen, who is in his first final of a World Tour event for 18 months. He hasn't won a World Tour title for 2.5 years. It's a welcome return, but it's going to be a very interesting matchup against Ginting. Of course, I'm pretty certain Anders Antonsen would have wanted Ginting to play a long third game so that he was more fatigued for tomorrow's match. But tomorrow is another day, and they're both very fit athletes, the Dane and Ginting. But I think it should be a special match.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an exciting one, especially. I've seen a little bit more of Anders play this week, and he's played really well. He's played the conditions well, he's looked positive, and I mean, highlighting today, he had that massive lead, and the way he bounced back from losing that first game, I've got to say that's incredibly impressive, and it shows how confident he is at the moment about his own ability and himself.
Yeah. Want to also quickly mention the women's doubles final tomorrow, because we are guaranteed a 10th different winner of the women's doubles title here at the Singapore Open in the last 10 editions. Now, everybody says that women's doubles is predictable. It's very disappointing in one way that there was only 3 different nationalities involved at quarterfinal stage: China, Korea and Japan. But 10 different winners in 10 Singapore Opens, that matches the All England. There's been 10 different women's doubles winners at the All England, and that is the longest run of any discipline in the Super Series and World Tour era. So that's pretty special, isn't it? Yeah. I think people dismiss it because, you know, it's the same nations involved the whole time with women's doubles, but I think it's an interesting discipline.
No, I do agree. I'd say women's doubles, as I've said in the past, it really has transformed over the last maybe 8 years, something like that. It really is. I mean, the game, especially in this hall, it is really exciting. There's no two ways about it. I think in a slower hall, some people can find that the matches can last a really long duration, and it can have peaks and troughs of, is it exciting for the whole match? But in here, 100%. And I've got to say, the Chinese, Chen and Jia, wow, they have been absolutely incredible so far this tournament. And when I've seen them play, it's going to take a lot for the Koreans to beat them tomorrow. It's possible, it is possible, but they're going to have to play incredibly well.
Yeah. Women's singles. #1 against #2 seeds for An Se-young. 8th final in her 8th tournament of the year. I mean, that in itself is incredible, but it's not a record because Li Shuirui reached 11 finals in 11 tournaments played, spanning from the world, well, it was the Super Series finals then in 2013, and then her first 10 tournaments of 2014, she reached the final. That's quite incredible. But I think in the women's singles, we've been talking for a long, long time about how women's singles, there's 8 or 10 players over the last decade that we've always thought could possibly win a title. I think it's now down to 4 or 5 really outstanding women's singles players. And the 4 in the women's singles here, semi-finals today, I mean, to me, plus maybe Hebing Zhao on occasions, but the 4 in the semi-final today, absolutely outstanding. They are the ones that are fighting for the titles all the time. But tomorrow's final, I'm looking forward to that. An Se-young against the world champion, Akane Yamaguchi.
Yeah, definitely, and I would agree with you. I'd say that the 4 ladies, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the world, you know, they're ranked top 4, and I would say at the moment just a fraction above the others. And yeah, it's going to be a really exciting final because I think it's only Yamaguchi that's beaten An Se-young. I think she's beaten her twice in the last 12 months. She's the only player that's actually done that, which is quite an incredible stat. And it is going to be an amazing ladies singles final, and it's very hard to call who's going to win it.
Yes, indeed. And of course, there's European interest in the mixed doubles with Matthias Christiansen and Alexandra Boya. But I think our players are now ready for the last semi-final today. It is the former world champions, the #4 seeds, Takuro Hoki and Yugo Kobayashi. Last final that they contested was exactly a year ago at the Malaysian Super 750 event. The Malaysian Open now is a 1,000, just as the Singapore Open has been upgraded from a 500 to this year being a 750. So here the Koreans, Choi So-gu and Kim Won-ho. And for Kim Won-ho, it is a second semi-final of the day. Mixed doubles earlier. He went down against the Danes, Christiansen and Boya. Well, this will be a third meeting between these two pairs, and of the previous 2, honours are shared. The last time they met, it was the Koreans that won, and that was in the group stage of last year's World Tour finals in Bangkok in December.
Is it your choice to receive? Kim will receive.
So that's extraordinary. Receiving. I think they did that yesterday. Won the toss of the coin and chose to receive, the Koreans, when they were playing against Ong Yu Sing and Tiu Yi of Malaysia. So this is Takuro Hoki. He's 27 years of age, from Yamaguchi in the southwest of the main island of Honshu. He and his partner, as you can see, have been world #1s 14 consecutive weeks from the 20th of September last year, but actually went down 1 place on the world rankings to #6 earlier this week. The left-handed Yugo Kobayashi will turn 28 next month, from Miyagi Prefecture on the east coast of Honshu. So looking to reach their first final of 2023. In the first round here, they beat the winners of the Malaysian Masters 2 weeks ago, Kang and Seo of Korea. And then they beat the former world #1s, Gideon and Sukamolyo, also in 2 straight games. Then had a thriller against their teammates Koga and Saito. It came from 18-20 down in the deciding game, saving 2 match points before winning it 22-20 on a run of 4 straight points. Choi is 27 years of age, from the Korean capital of Seoul, and that equates to 5'11". And they went back up to number 9 on the world ranking, which is their highest ranking as a pair. It's their 6th week in total. Their 4th different spell at number 9 on the world ranking, but as you saw, that he had been as high as 7 with his former partner Soo Seung-jae. Kim Won-ho is 24, turned 24 last Friday. Not yesterday, a week ago, Friday. And in their first round, they beat the European Championship silver medalists Alex Dunn and Adam Hall from Scotland. And then the 2-time former champions and number 2 seeds, Mohamed Hassan and Hendra Setiawan, also 2 straight games. And then that absolute thriller yesterday, the quarterfinal against Ong Yu Sing and Tiu Yi. Saved 2 match points in the second game, and then saved 3 match points in the third game before winning 24-22 in the decider in 1 hour and 29 minutes. So our umpire from Latvia, Buenos Aires, and our service judge from Serbia.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Takuro Hoki and Yugo Kobayashi, Japan. And on my left, Choi and Kim Won-ho, Korea. Takuro Hoki to serve to Kim Won-ho. Level, play.
So the last of our semi-finals. The former world champions and world #1s nearest to us, Hoki and Kobayashi, number 4 seeds this year at the Singapore Open. Well, for the man serving, Choi Sol-gul, this is his 3rd appearance at the Singapore Open, with his 3rd partner in the men's doubles. In 2015, he played with Go Sung-hyun, and then in 2017 with Kim Ji-jung. And it seems to be a trait of the Koreans, Chris, that, you know, in all their doubles disciplines, they seem to keep changing partners, swapping things around. But I think they've now got 2 very good men's doubles pairs, haven't they?
Yeah, I think in this partnership, it was kind of Choi's role to bring on Kim Won-ho, and I've got to say the amount that they've improved as a partnership is incredible. And Kim Won-ho as a player, phenomenal. I mean, he's one of the very best in the world at men's doubles and mixed doubles, which is quite unique. It's going to be interesting, though, if that plays on the negative side of things today, just with the amount of time he's played in this tournament so far compared to his opponents.
Well, as in the previous match, the men's singles, Kim Won-ho has been playing 2 disciplines in the Sudirman Cup, then the Malaysian Masters, then last week at the Thailand Open, where in the men's doubles they lost in the semi-final and he won the mixed doubles. So that's an awful lot of badminton and 2 semi-finals here. So 3 matches played in each discipline here this week, so that's another 6 matches.
Yeah, I mean, I worked out and he's played 282 minutes in this tournament compared to his opponents that have played 122. It's a vast difference, but physically he is phenomenal. But will it affect him later on in regards to shot selection, concentration, the kind of the more mental side of it, moving around each other? It's going to be interesting to see. Great return.
Service over. 4-all.
Good from Choi at the net.
4.
Just keeping the shuttle down and then making a move, being active, covering.
That's good defence. The drive defence from Choi So-gul. And Kim Won-ho was definitely trying to do the right thing, following forward. Oh, that's a perfect lift from Kobayashi.
6-5.
I would say the Koreans at the moment, they are returning serve well. They're not jumping it, but they are, every time the Japanese are on the, let's say, the negative on the third shot. I mean, that was a perfect lift on the line, but I do think the Japanese need a bit more variation in their serves.
Yeah, good smash. That was a flatter smash that time.
5.
Just a bit of variation. Left-hander saw the opportunity to go forward. Yeah.
It's great pressure, yeah.
Yeah. Thought about it on the previous one as well, didn't he?
And that's the thing, as soon as you push your opponents back and you want to, as a partnership, take a step forward, so they have to go over you, and if they don't, that's kind of the outcome.
Missed it. Taken with the drift.
9-5.
At the moment, the Koreans are getting the attack almost every rally, but the attack is just a bit too simple. The Japanese, Hoki and Kobayashi, both of them have a great defense, and they're not just doing, there's not enough creativity, there's not enough variation in the attack, so the Japanese are so comfortable to just defend. So again, what I said before, I do feel the Japanese are serving well, but the Koreans are getting the advantage. I'd want a little bit of variation when the Japanese are serving, just to unsettle the Koreans slightly on their returns.
So, not necessarily with flicks, just of placement of the low serve.
Exactly, yeah, it could be anything. And it doesn't have to be every time. It's just to give a bit of doubt in the minds of the Koreans when they're returning serve. This is here just showing how solid their defense is.
Missed it.
7-9. Quick down.
Good shot from Kim Won-ho. Managed to get the shuttle down. Pace, as in power in the shuttle, but not too much that it was uncontrolled.
Yeah, good work. Doubles all about the attacking play.
8.
All doubles players have fantastic defences, but you can't win by defending. Missed it. Yeah, got to think about the drift.
Service over. 9-10.
It is the Koreans who come from 5 now, 9 down to have the lead at the mid-game interval. 6 of the last 7 points.
순간적으로 툭툭 날라오니까 그 다음에 로테이션 형이 받쳐주기 어려우니까 그 동작을 한번 쳐놓고 보고 있다 그 다음에 들어가 놓지 않는다. 그리고 네트 플레이 연결했을 때 서비스고 서비스 리턴하고 하나 놓고 쟤는 또 다시 붙이려고 한단 말이야. 그 동작을 때리지 않아도 조금만 살짝만 앞에서 조금만 더 빨리 잡아주면 다음에 공격하게 해줄까요?
So 11-10 in this opening game.
Last one, slightly better placement, just because it was a cross. A lot of the smashes before, if you're smashing inside someone's, let's say, hips, it's right on their racket. Whereas if we get to see this final smash, it's slightly awkward because it's very slightly across, and you can see Hoki just gets slightly trapped.
My goodness me. 8 over the last 9 points in favour of the Koreans. What on earth has happened to the Japanese pair?
It's the thing, they were defending really well, and although they were winning the points, because they were defending well, they were still giving away the lift, and it's continuing. But the Koreans now are just being a bit more aggressive and a bit more, let's say, clinical when they are getting the attack. It's brilliant. And for me, the Japanese, they have to find a way of getting the attack, but when they're on balance, which hasn't really happened for quite a few points now. They do have a very good defense, they do, but as you highlighted, Jill, you can't really win from consistently defending.
No, you've got to go out and win the points, and the only way to win the points is to attack. Now, finally, that run comes to an end.
Kim challenges called out.
Challenge from the Koreans. Well done, line judge.
Unsuccessful. 1 challenge remaining. Serves over. 11-14. Play.
I think it was going to be the right shot from Kim Won-ho. That's where the gap was. That's a lot better there from Hoki. Good serve, but then he's so much more active on the third shot, and then they got the advantage and the shot was coming up to them. We know how hard Kobayashi can hit it.
He's quick on that serve, Choi.
And I just think it's because there's not enough variation.
Oh, that's going wide.
Yeah, it's a good call.
Serves over, 15-13. Serves over, 14-15.
Guessing that was a net cord, because otherwise that was strange that Choi managed to miss it. Great defense from the Koreans there, especially Kim Won-ho.
16-14.
Great placement. And they saw Choi was on his forehand, too dominant on his forehand, so they just played it across to his left shoulder.
Oh, it must have been a tight serve. Well, the Japanese pair were in all sorts of trouble earlier on in that rally.
17-16.
Both moved forward to the net and the shuttle was played to the back of the court. There they go.
Kobayashi did great to get that. And then here, but the problem is there, Kim Won-ho, he's played a controlled shot lower than the net, but he's played it directly at Kobayashi. He's got to push it down the sides or push it through. He's got to be higher than his opponent if he's going to play net directly in front of him.
So on a run of 3 straight points, the Japanese pair into the lead. Good serve again.
But for me, it was a good serve, but Choi's on it. And he's not jumping it, but he's taking it incredibly early because he has no concern about an out-wide serve or a flick or a drive. And then the shuttle's coming up to the Koreans.
Serves over, 18-17.
Just enough height on that defensive shot to get over the head of Kim Won-ho.
It's going to be interesting to see if it is the end or not, but at the moment there's one player on the court that is being more dominant when they get the lift, and it's Kobayashi. He does have the biggest smash on court, and yeah, it's a short lift, but every time he's getting the attack, he is being a lot more dangerous than any of the other players.
So a 2-point advantage and 2 points away from this opening game. Yeah, good work from Hoki. And it's game point opportunities for the former world champions. That's a good return.
18-20.
That's a gift.
It is, but he did serve slightly across Kobayashi, and Kobayashi's come in on his forehand. So it was a good serve. I do agree with you, though. It's a simple mistake.
Yeah. Got to put your opponents under pressure when they're facing game point. Got to make them play the shuttle.
It's good from Choi, because there were times in that rally where I felt Kobayashi wanted Choi to inject power in the mid-court flat. So then the Japanese could almost try and counter, but Choi was very disciplined and he just kept the control. And then brilliant cut in the end by Kim Won-ho.
So 3 game points have been saved, 20 all, and extra points required until there's a clear 2-point winning margin. So now a 4th game point opportunity from the number 4 seeds.
20.
I think their Choi signaled to his coach afterwards, was it in or out, and the coach nearly jumped off his chair, telling him it was out. It's again, for me, it's a good serve, it is, but it's too obvious. Choi's right on it. Hoki's got to have more variation on his serve when he's serving to Choi.
Well, he's serving out wide again, and it was the same response as the previous time he did that.
Yeah, I feel it was a bit loose, that one, yeah. Quite a loose serve, and then Kim Won-ho's under just too much pressure.
5th opportunity for the Japanese pair to close out this opening game. He's going to change his racket. It's back on. Has gone long, and the number 4 seeds from Japan, Takoro Hoki and Yugo Kobayashi, convert on their 5th game point opportunity. Choi Sol-gul did awfully well, rushes off, throws the racket to one side, picks up a new racket and carries on the rally. 21 minutes for the opening game. Now the former world champions, 1 game to the good.
조금 더 앞 사람이 조금 더 포지션 잡고 앞에서 좀 걷어줄 수 있는 동작을 많이 해주라고. 그리고 수비 부분에 수비에서 공격을 전환하려면 조금 더 빠른 것도 중요하지만 조금 더 컨트롤하고 컨트롤도 조금 템포를 좀 빼줄 수 있는 걸 해야 되는 자꾸 강한 것만 하니까 그 스피드를 자꾸 맞춰준단 말이야 쟤네들. 조금만 템포를 좀 줄여서 강력적으로 앞에서 붙여주는 것도 마찬가지고 수비하면서 공격에 수비하면서 붙여주고 뭔가 공격을 전환을 시켜줘야 되는데 계속 빠른 것만 하니까 한 사람이 템포가 좀 흔들리고 있는데 거기다 계속 맞춰주니까 우리가 수비에서 공격이 전환이 안 되잖아. 초구가 조금 더 힘이 진짜.
seconds. 20 seconds.
Well, there was some quite animated coaching in that 2-minute timeout from the Korean coach.
Second game, level.
Mind you, Tan Kim-He and Park Ju-bong looked fairly passionate in what they were saying to their players, Hoki and Kobayashi. It was quick forward was Kobayashi.
One love.
Yeah, it still couldn't make it count. That one.
It's a great move forward, and then I think he can just leave that.
Yeah, I
Good,
agree with
quick
you.
on that. Is that a loose serve, or was he just lightning on that?
Just wide.
Good serve, but poor return. It's gone straight up to him.
Ooh, was that going wide? That's landed on the line.
3-1. Okay. One time only.
Yeah, come on the line. Oof, that couldn't have been more perfect. Koreans need to be careful here.
4-1.
I think the Japanese pair are beginning to dominate.
Yeah, I would say it's been a great start to the second game from the Japanese. Really aggressive, pushing forward. Kobayashi serving incredibly well as well.
Yeah, that's good.
Serves over. 2-4. Serves over. 5-2.
I just sense that the Koreans are beginning to lose their way. They've got to focus in on exactly what they're trying to do tactically.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And I think they've got to be so careful, because if the lead grows, Japanese are just going to get even more confident. And you can just see the Japanese, they've started the second game really confident. Obviously they won the first, but they look a bit of a different pair. I would say they're heavily on top just with the rallies, the style of the rallies now.
Yeah, and I just get the feeling, Chris, that the Koreans are just reacting to what's been thrown at them, rather than them saying, right, this is what we want to do.
Yeah, I would agree. They're almost following rather than trying to be proactive.
Exactly. And it isn't working.
I would say Kobayashi's come out this second game like a rejuvenated player. Really quick, served well, dangerous on the overhead, chasing forward.
Gentlemen, come here.
Well, the umpire's fed up with the amount of time being...
Stop screaming excessively, okay? Stop
Oh, it's the screaming he doesn't like.
Personally, I'm not too sure about that.
7,
No, I'm with the umpire, I'm afraid,
Yeah.
Chris. Yeah.
But I think if people are shouting at each other, as long as it's not in each other's faces, it's kind of part of the sport.
We'll discuss it further when you buy me my cup of tea tonight.
2 tees, yep. Hopefully it won't be 3 by the end of this. And now this lead is just growing. That it's going to get, well, Korea really need to stop this run.
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. Missed on the final one, Kobayashi.
But they were doing all the right things. And this is, I mean, I know we're only talking about a really short period of the game, but Kobayashi has come out this second game like a...
He's on fire.
Yeah, he is. I mean, the last shot that he misses here, he misses it, it hits the tape, doesn't go over, but I mean, it would have been the right shot. And moving round each other so well, the Japanese. I mean, I couldn't understand what the coaches Tan and Park said, but
Thank you.
wow.
Back and forth.
Well, for a pair that has been world #1s and world champions, and you think how they finished 2021, 5 finals in 6 tournaments of the year, 2 titles last year, but the last of those exactly a year ago.
Service over.
Yeah, and I would say over the last kind of 4 months, Hoki Kobayashi, they just a bit inconsistent. But that Kobayashi's putting so much pressure on Choi's serve.
Nice shot.
Service over. 4-9. Service over.
Good pressure from Hoki, and then it's so hard to get it away.
10-4.
Pushed it wide and wrong, I think. But this is a very handsome lead, a 7-point advantage, having already won the first for Hoki and Kobayashi. There it was, wide and long. Very concerning if you're a Korean fan right now.
Seconds. 20 seconds. You go. Play.
Oh, my goodness gracious, that was almost on the blue
Service
carpet.
over. 5-11.
That's great defense.
Yeah, it's a brilliant shot. I was going to say before that, I was thinking, sorry, that the Koreans have come out a lot more aggressive, more attacking, and they're doing the right stuff. But there, I mean, it's not really a bad smash. There's still an angle on it, there's power, but Kobayashi's moved, adjusted, and played a great shot.
Too flat. Long of the back line.
6-12.
Oh, had a little think about it. Decided not to go over. Whoa. Yeah, I have a feeling that time is running out for the Koreans. Got to start closing down this gap, because the Japanese pair are playing better than I've seen them play for quite some while. And that's lovely to see.
I would agree with you, I'd say. I didn't see them against the other Japanese yesterday, but when the same countries play each other, it's always a bit of a strange game, just because you know each other's games inside out. But the way they're playing in this game, the second game, I would say this is very good. And
yeah.
It is. I haven't seen them play like this for a little bit. This is a very high level from them.
Rally. Oh! Well, it was called out. And the Japanese are challenging. I think both pairs were unsure what the line judge was going to call, and they both raised their arms to challenge. Well, they're saying that it touched the racket before it went out. Or maybe they don't believe it went out. They wouldn't be challenging if they didn't believe it went out. Here we go. It's clearly long.
Yeah, I think that you're right, Joe. I think the Japanese were more concerned about the eclipse. I think it was Kim Won-ho eclipsed his racket. That's what I think they're thinking, but obviously we can't review that.
Play.
Oh, service fault called.
Service over.
Choi So-gul.
15-8.
I'd say that's really bad timing for the Koreans. It's integral now that they get some kind of a run.
15-8.
Well, I've seen him called on his serve on numerous occasions, so I'm not altogether surprised.
Service over. 9-15.
Just enough pace on it to get it past Choi So-gul.
for me there. Choi's just got to take a small step, just a small step to cover the line. The line's the integral part that he's got to cover. And then Hoki wouldn't have had the space to push that through.
Serves over.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think Hoki even had to kill that. He could have just pushed it really aggressively. Because the Koreans here are in so much trouble. You can see Choi's nearly kind of having to do a squat.
Serves over. 17-10.
I know we saw a comeback earlier that was even greater than this, but the momentum, the style, the way that the Japanese are playing, I just think it's getting sort of beyond the end for the Koreans. But we have seen a greater comeback earlier than this. Nice finish from Choi there. Good placement.
Wow. Yeah, they needed that point. I suspect the Koreans to really put pressure on their opponents. 14-17 as opposed to 18-13. And psychologically, it makes a big difference.
Yeah, massive, massive difference.
Thank you. Thank you. Certain.
Yeah. Well, you talked about Kobayashi's smash. I don't think that Kim Won-ho's smash is too shabby either.
No, brilliant, brilliant smash. I mean, it's a great return of serve, so it's a short lift, but the placement, yeah, he does hit it hard.
Two points away from ending the drought as far as finals are concerned for the former world champions. Oh, that's landed well in. Match point opportunities for Hoki and Kobayashi. And they're through to their first final in 12 months. Hoki and Kobayashi. 23-21, 21-14 in a match lasting 41 minutes. Yes, lovely to see them playing so well again.
And Yugo Kobayashi, 23-21, 21-14.
So they're through to the final, and they will play against Liang Wei Keng and Wang Chung in tomorrow's final. So confirmation of that scoreline, 23-21, 21-14 in 41 minutes. So they will be back tomorrow for finals day. And that's the last of our semi-finals today. So just to recap on what's happened on semi-final Saturday, which started with women's doubles, and the reigning three-time world champions Chen Qingchen and Jia Yifan were absolutely superb in the all-Chinese women's doubles semi. Then we had women's singles, and the reigning world champion and world #1 Akane Yamaguchi beat the Olympic champion Chen Yufei in 3 games. And then it was mixed doubles, and Matthias Christiansen and Alexandra Boyer have become the first Danes to reach the mixed doubles final here for 13 years, beating Kim and Jeong, last week's winners. Then it was another women's doubles, Bei Kana and Lee So-hee in their 6th final of the year, coming through against last year's beaten finalists. And then the women's singles, and An Se-young beating Tai Su-ying. Well, we've actually got a look at the order of play for tomorrow, and we're guaranteed a new winner on the trophy of the women's doubles, and it will be a 10th different winner in the 10th Singapore Open. Then Akane Yamaguchi against An Se-young, the #1 and 2 seeds. Boyer and Christiansen against the Olympic bronze medalists Watanabe and Higashino. Then Antonsen against Ginting. Ginting in his 3rd consecutive final here. He's the defending champion. And the men's doubles, Hoki and Kobayashi, the former world #1s and world champions, against Liang and Wang, trying to win their 2nd title in 2 weeks. All 5 finals tomorrow, a little later than today, 2 p.m. local time. That's 0600 GMT. In the meantime, from all of us here, especially from Chris Langridge and myself, Jill Clark, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.